Yo, what's good? It's Capital X TV. For this next episode, I wanted to get into a little bit more about my history within the hip-hop culture. This one goes along the lines of, I believe it was episode 13, where I talked about the movie Wild Style, and I got a chance to go to the world premiere, which was back in the day. So this one is along those lines. It's I had the opportunity, and I feel blessed that I was able to make it to this spot before it actually ceased existing. We're going to talk about the disco fever. If y'all don't know about the disco fever, man, you need to do your homework. A lot of y'all might know the disco fever from the movie Crush Groove. It was featured in the movie Crush Groove. So yeah, the fever was in the South Bronx on Jerome Ave. I believe it was Jerome and what was it? I think it was Jerome and 163rd, if I'm not mistaken. Trying to double check here, get my facts straight. 167th Street off of Jerome Ave, Jerome and 167. And let me tell you, we used to go to a weed spot that was right there. I think it was like on 168th, if I'm not mistaken. So we used to pass the fever all the time. We knew about the fever. We knew that, some of the street legends that were coming up in hip-hop before it was, called hip-hop, were performing there. I had never been there, but, man, I tell you, I passed it hundreds of times, if not thousands of times. Throughout my, my days running around the streets. But then it was in, like I had shared in that episode about Wild Style, I lived in Cali. I had moved out to Cali for a while, and then I returned. I returned to New York, and that's when I came out with this video, against drinking and driving and whatnot. I shared all that. So if you haven't seen the episode, check that out. But it was right around that time that when I had gotten back to New York, they were announcing on the radio that there was this big rap battle. And up until that point, I had battled, but it's street battles, these are real rap battles. It's like when people would hear about someone that was rapping, they would actually go to their block looking for the cats to battle them right there. We used to battle for the names. So basically, if you got housed, basically if you lost the battle, homeboy could take your name and you wouldn't be able to use that name anymore. And things like that. It was all about, respect and and getting that rep. So I had been through a couple of those battles, but I was more focusing on trying to record records, actually, But anyway, on the radio, they announced this huge rap battle that was going down, and it was sponsored by King Cobra beer. King Cobra beer was a new beer that was coming out. This was in 1984, And if it wasn't for the fact that it was sponsored by King Cobra, I may have not remembered the details, but I had to look it up. So King Cobra came out in 1984. They were sponsoring the contest. They were basically trying to get their name out there. It was a new malt liquor. If you know, malt liquor is not sold in like the suburbs. It's only sold in the hood, So the contest was being sponsored by King Cobra, and they were offering a record deal. So I was like, yo, I wanted to get down with this battle, and nobody in my crew really wanted to do it. But I did talk my boy, K-La Rock. K-La Rock was our DJ, one of the DJs in the crew that I was down with back in those days. K-La Rock was our scratch and cut DJ, but he also used to love getting on the mic. We were in a crew together. I said in the whole crew, but then at one point me and Rock had went off into making it a duo, We were called Us Two. But that's a whole other story. But yeah, he wanted to be on the mic as well. He had this thing, even though he was like one of the dopest DJs that I had ever met. We always thought that if he got the chance to battle Grandmaster Flash back in those days, that he would have smoked Flash. But that's just our opinion. You know, he was dope. You know, he was young, and he was just really good at his craft. He practiced a lot. So, but Rock didn't want to be in the background. He wanted to be in the forefront. So he had this thing about the mic. But the only thing is he didn't write. He didn't write lyrics. So basically, when we were in the crew together, I used to write his lyrics. But anyway, I had talked Rock into, you know, getting down with me for this rap battle. Basically, we used to have the Roland. If I remember right, it was the TR-707 drum machine, and Rock used to program that, and you know, and then he used to do his cuts and scratches over the beats that we programmed. So I got Rock to program me a beat, and I wrote the lyrics and wrote a rap to enter this competition. So we went in, we did the rap. I think I had pictures, you know, we sent pictures in with the tape because they asked for a picture, you know, and then the track with the song, and you had to get the application, whatever, sent it in. And we had made it through a couple of rounds, and they kept notifying us by mail through the letter, and it was getting up to the semifinals. And I believe we made it all the way into the semifinals, and then right there, that's when we got dropped, you know. And it was cool that we had made it as far as we did, but unfortunately, we didn't go any further. But we did get an invitation to the finals, which were being held at the Disco Fever. So I was like, yo, we gotta go. Thinking about, you know, the history that that the Fever had, and everybody knowing about it, and we had never been in there. I wanted to go, and I wanted to see who won the contest. So Brock wasn't down to go. Nobody was down to go. So I was like, yo, I don't know, I'm gonna go. So I ended up putting it in my mind that I was going to the finals at the Fever, and the only problem was I had no money. So I'm not proud of it, and like I said, I'm not glorifying, you know, my choices from back in the day or my lifestyle. You know, I more tried to glorify the fact that I got out of it. But the truth's got to be told, you know. Because I wanted to get in the Fever and I needed money, man, basically I snatched somebody's gold chain. You know what I'm saying? And not proud of it, but that's what I did. I snatched the gold chain, hocked it, and got whatever it was, you know, like $50 or $60 for the chain. I didn't care how much I got for it. I just wanted to get in there, but it was enough to, I got enough money to get in there and have a couple of drinks and whatnot. So that's how I got into the Fever. And I remember, yeah, I mean, that area was not the greatest area, man. You know what I'm saying? Back in those days. And I remember I went in, I had this big ass gold plate that said Wisdom on there, you know, and it had like the background of the city was huge, and I had a snow white sheepskin coat. That's how I went in, had the white Kango. I wish I had pictures, man. I was dressed down, and I remember going in and the bouncer looking at me like, dang. He's like, you going in like this out here? He's like, you must be strapped. And I was just like, yo, I ain't stressing it, you know. I went in, and I remember the judges that night. It's like Cool DJ Red Alert was there. The brothers, the rap group Houdini, they were judges. And was it Houdini? No, it was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, actually. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I don't remember who else judged, but man, the house was packed with, you know, all the rappers that were known in that era, 1984. You know, they was all there, and it was a great night. I got to go back and chill in the VIP and whatnot, and yeah, it was dope. And actually, the cat that won ended up winning. There was 3 finalists, and out of the 3 finalists, I forget what the names are, but the dude that won was called MC Magic, and so he ended up getting the prize and getting the contract. But truth be told, never heard of that he did anything after that. Never heard of MC Magic, never heard a record or anything like that. But that's who won, and I got a prize too, man. My prize was the fact that I got to actually enter this historic spot that ended up shutting down completely, I believe, a year later. A year later, they filmed the movie Crush Groove, in the fever, so that's why it's you know, yeah, it's like immortalized in the movie Crush Groove, you know, and and then right after they shot the movie Crush Groove, I believe that's when they shot down. I can't remember the controversy, you know. It's like they had to get permits to film there, and that's when they found out that the whole time that the fever was open, they didn't have the proper licensing. And then Sal, who was the owner, Sal had applied for the proper licensing to continue, you know, to stay open, especially after Crush Groove, figured the popularity would go up, but they had denied him the permits. And he ended up having to close the fever for good, which was, yo, yeah, the city's loss. So, but anyway, I came across a post on Facebook for, what was it, for November, Hip Hop Appreciation Month. And, yeah, the brother Rosie Simmons was posting up an interview with Sal about the disco fever, and it got me reminiscing and figured I would make a post about it. So yeah, that was another moment, you know, in hip hop's history that I am proud to have set foot in and been a part of, you know, even though it was only once. But the pictures that you see of the fever, it was just like that. And it was just, yeah, a moment that I'm really, really proud of and I cherish. There you have it, man. Yo, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you let me know in the comments. If you didn't like it, yo, go ahead, post a comment and we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs down. Just keep it respectful and I'll do the same. And as always, make sure you subscribe, man. Please don't forget to subscribe. Do me that favor. I'd appreciate it. And hit that notification bell. That way you will be notified the next time I post. Alright, till next time, it's Capital X TV. Peace.